Algebra 1, Unit 6 Study Guide. Number 1. Your parents hire a plumber to fix a leaky pipe in your house. The plumber charges $35 an hour after a $75 fee. So let's talk about that. $75 is the fee for them to come, and $35 is the price you pay per hour. So if we were to write the equation, it would be y equals 35x plus 75. In the equation for this situation, what would represent the rate of change? That's the price you pay per hour, or that $35. In the equation for this situation, what represents the y-intercept? That's the one-time fee, the $75 that you have to pay the plumber to just come out. It's called the service fee. Number 2, write an equation's slope-intercept form of the line shown in the graph. So we need to identify what is the slope and what is the y-intercept. We can see that the y-intercept is positive 3 and the slope is down 4, right 5. So we identify our slope as negative 4/5 and our y-intercept as 3. We're gonna put that into the equation and rewrite it as y equals negative 4/5 x plus 3. Question 3. Write an equation in slope-intercept form of a line that passes through the point 12, negative 6 and has a slope of 1/2. So you're going to identify x as 12 and y as negative 6. Then our m, or slope, is half. I'm going to plug in what I know. Negative 6 equals 1/2 times 12 plus b, or negative 6 equals 6 plus b. If I subtract 6, that tells me that my y-intercept is negative 12. So when we rewrite that, we get y equals 1/2 x minus 12. Question number 4. Write an equation in slope-intercept form of a line that passes through the point negative 5, negative 3, and negative 2, 6. Go ahead and label x1, y1, x2, y2, and then rewrite that in your slope formula, y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. That's going to simplify to 9 over 3. That means our slope is 3. Then we need to pick one ordered pair. Let's use negative 5, negative 3. We're going to plug in what we know so that we can find the y-intercept. So y, negative 3, equals our slope, m, 3, times x, which is negative 5. So we have negative 3 equals negative 15 plus b. If I add 15 to both sides, b, or my y-intercept, is 12. So my equation is y equals 3x plus 12. Number 5, you're joining a gym which has an application charge and a monthly fee. The cost for 4 months plus the application charge is $230. The cost for 9 months plus the application charge is $330. Let's take that information and write those two things as ordered pairs. Okay, there's our important information. So if I wrote those as ordered pairs, I can use my slope formula to help me identify the slope for this equation. So I use x1, y1, x2, y2, and I plug that in. I get 100 divided by 5, or 20. So 20 is going to be our slope, or our monthly fee. Now it says what's the application charge. So we need to find what then is going to be our y-intercept. Pick one ordered pair and use the slope to find your b value. So 230 equals 4 times 20. So I used the first ordered pair. I plugged in y and x, and then I used 20 for my m, or my slope. I'm going to solve that. Subtract 80 from 230, and I get $150. So you have to pay $150 for your application charge. Question 6. Parallel lines have the same slopes. Give an example of two equations that are parallel. You can pick any two equations that you want, as so long as the slope is the same. So I chose y equals 2x plus 3 and y equals 2x minus 4. Number 7. Perpendicular lines have opposite reciprocal slopes. Give an example of two equations that are perpendicular. So you can see I chose y equals 2x plus 3. Because I chose 2 as my slope, opposite reciprocal of 2 is negative half. So my new equation, or my perpendicular equation, is y equals negative 1/2 x minus 4. Number 8, write an equation of a line that passes through the given point and is parallel to the line of the given equation. So we need to identify that our slope is 3/5. Then we need to make sure we understand that x is 10 and y is negative 7. We're going to plug that in and solve for a new y-intercept. So negative 7 equals 3/5 times 10 plus b. 3/5 times 10 is going to give us 6. If I subtract 6 from -7, I get that my y-intercept is -13. When I rewrite that in slope-intercept form, y equals 3/5 x minus 13. Number 9. What would the slope of a new line be if the line were to be perpendicular to the line given? The new slope. So all we're doing is identifying a new slope. So the slope in the given equation is y equals 1/3 x plus 5. So 1/3 is our slope. Opposite reciprocal. It's a positive, so our new slope needs to be a negative, and reciprocal means to flip it over. So if we flip 1/3 over, we get 3/1. So our opposite reciprocal and our new slope would be -3/1. Number 10, graph the inequality y is less than or equal to -4x plus 4. My y-intercept is 4. My slope tells me to go down 4, right 1, so you can see the points that I've plotted. Because I have a less than or equal to, I'm going to have a solid line. And then the less than sign tells me to shade below my y-intercept. So I'm going to shade on the left or below that. Number 11, graph y is greater than -3. Because I have y only, that's going to remind me that I have to do a horizontal line. So I'm going to plot a point at -3. I'm going to draw a horizontal line. Because I have a greater than symbol, it's going to be dotted or dashed. And then it says greater than. So I want to shade all the numbers that are greater than -3, so that's going to be above. Number 12, is -5, -11 a solution to y is less than -5x plus 9? All you need to do here is use substitution. So plug in what you know. -11 is less than -5 times -5 plus 9. Simplify that. -11 is less than 25 plus 9. -11 is less than 34. That is a true statement. So that would fall in the shaded region of that graph of the inequality. Number 13, match the graph to the inequality. So a few things you need to remember. Make sure that you're looking at the m and the b values. On number 13, letter D, I moved the 4 over, so that equation should be y is less than or equal to 4/3 x minus 4. Okay, now I'm looking at the graph. So y is greater than or equal to -3x plus 4. So that's letter A. Which graph has a y-intercept of +4? The last graph is the only one that has a y-intercept of +4. So that's where A belongs. Letter B. X is less than -5. So we're thinking the acronym VUX, bucks. There has to be a vertical line at -5. The first graph is the only one that has a vertical line at -5. C, y is greater than 2x minus 5. My y-intercept is -5. It must have a dotted line. And so the third graph is the only one that matches with a dotted line, a y-intercept of -5. And then D, y is less than or equal to 4/3 x minus 4. The y-intercept needs to be 4. It needs to be a solid line, up 4, right 3. So that second graph matches that. And the next one, it says use the table in the scatter plot below. Which equation represents a line of best fit for the data? So you could do a few things. You could try to use the slope formula to identify what the slope would be. It's close to +15. If I use 2 points and do y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. I also think it's important for you to identify that the slope is positive. So when we go down here, I've used some process of elimination. Answer B and C have negative slopes, so I've eliminated those. D has a negative y-intercept, so I've been able to eliminate that. A is the only one that has a positive slope and a positive y-intercept, which matches the graph and is close to the slope that we identified from the table. So the answer is A. What type of correlation does the data have? You could say positive correlation because it's going up from left to right. If the interval was 40 minutes long, how long would you expect the duration to last? Looking at the graph, you can identify that the closest one would be 7/10 minutes. I hope that using this study guide is going to help you be successful on your unit test. If you have additional questions, please make sure you see your teacher. Good luck.